Okay, now that we've learned all about Romero Britto, we are going to be creating some art in the style like he does, some pop art. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be creating something for Valentine's Day. So we're going to be drawing a heart, and we're going to be adding all those cool, interesting details that Britto liked to add. Now, one thing that we are going to have is you guys are going to get some special markers today. Now, I haven't passed these out yet. Once we finish drawing, then I will give these out, but I just want you to make sure these are going to be just like your bag of markers, okay? You cannot share these with anyone, okay? So keep them in your basket, and then at the end of the class, I will take them up, okay? So we will be using these to color. We will not be coloring with crayons today. We're just going to be coloring with markers. But the first thing we need to do is we need to draw our picture. So we need to get our marker, or you guys need to get your pencil. Sorry, I need to get my Sharpie, and you need to get your pencil. Our papers are going to be going landscape today, so I'm going to put my markers off to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Landscape today. Wide landscape, long, okay? And the first thing we're going to do is we have to draw a giant heart in the middle of our paper. So let's figure out how to draw a heart. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a big rainbow right here in the middle, off to the side. From the middle, off to the side. Draw a big rainbow. Then you're going to come back to the middle, and you're going to draw another big rainbow off to that side. And then you're just going to connect them into E. Connect them into a V. Does it have to look like a perfect heart? Nope. Does it even have to look like the heart that I drew there? Nope. Doesn't have to look like a perfect heart at all. Now, if you know a different way to draw a heart and you want to draw it a different way, that is perfectly fine with me. I just need a big heart in the middle of your picture. Okay, now down here at the bottom, I'm going to draw another rainbow line. Because this picture kind of looks like a sun, and we've got the different rays of the sun, and we have different patterns in the different rays. Okay, so once I draw this one down here, I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to draw a straight line right through my heart all the way up to the top of my paper. Then I'm going to come over a little bit, and I'm going to draw a diagonal line up to the top of my paper. And then we'll come over a little bit more and draw a diagonal line over to the edge. So far I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. Okay, then I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to draw a diagonal line over to the edge of my paper. And then I'm going to come over a little bit and draw one more diagonal line to the side. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. And as you can see, it already looks different than my example, which is fine. It doesn't have to look the same. Okay, so now that we've got our heart and we've got our sun with all the rays, now we're going to go back and we're going to add in some fun details. So we're going to start down here at the bottom, and we're going to draw some flowers. So to draw, I'm going to start by making a circle. and then I'm going to draw 5 petals around it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit easier what I'm doing. I start with a circle, and then I do 5 petals, 5 rainbow lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start with a circle. Now this one, some of them are going to go off the edge. Watch how I do this. 1, 2, oh, went off the edge there. So I'm going to come back here and do 3, 4, and then off the edge. So this one's only going to have 4, which is fine. They don't all have to have 5. I'm going to do a circle down here. And this one's going to go off the edge too, probably. Or I might be able to squeeze it in there. I squeezed it down there at the bottom. But this one I'm definitely going to make it go off, because I drew a circle down here at the bottom. And I'm just going to draw to where it's going off the edge of my paper. And I'm just going to keep adding, and we'll fill in the space with some flowers. I'm going to do one more, and this one I'm going to put that little circle right up next to my line. And draw some petals and make it go off the edge. So I'm just filling in this bottom space with some flowers, just for fun. Cute little flowers. So finish up your flowers, and then we're going to move on to our next section. Now our next section, I have a little bit of my heart. You may or may not. It depends on how you drew your picture. But I'm not going to draw in the heart. I'm going to draw in the ray of the sun. And I'm going to do polka dots. So I'm just going to draw some big circles. Now look how big. It's bigger than my fingertip. Remember how we did the circles on dot day? And we said circles should be about as big as when you make a circle with your hand. Okay, with your finger and your thumb. Big circles. Big circles. Big circles are easier to color in than little circles, because little circles take forever to color in. So we want to draw big circles, like quarter-sized circles. So we'll fill in with all my big ones, and then I'm going to fill in with some that are a little bit smaller, but not too small. And I can also draw some half circles. See, I'm adding some half circles in to make it look interesting. Fill in half circles. So add some big polka dots. The bigger, the better. Big polka dots. The bigger, the better. Okay, now for the next section, I'm going to be doing the little part of the heart that's in this section. Now this section is going to have some little hearts, some lines, and dots. So I'm going to start with my hearts, and if you want to do the 2 rainbow lines and then make it meet in a V to make a heart, you can. Or if you want to do a rainbow line with a diagonal, and then another rainbow with a diagonal. However it's easiest for you to make hearts. But your hearts need to be going some different ways. Again, big. Make your shapes big. Big shapes are easier to color than little shapes. I'm going to add in some more hearts. And just like with my dots, they can look like they're cut off. I can even do like a half a heart over here. I can make a half a heart over here. I can just do the top of a heart down here. Once I've got some hearts, then I'm going to take my marker, you take your pencil, and I'm just going to draw some little diagonal lines. Just fill in between with some little diagonal lines. Then I'm going to add some dots. They don't have to be big dots because you're going to fill those in. You're going to go over those with your marker. So I'm just adding a couple little dots. Just adding some dots in some random places. Dots and lines and hearts. Dots and lines and hearts. And I left the rest of the ray of this sunshine ray, I left it blank. I just put the pattern in that section of the heart. So finish that up, and we're going to move on to our next section. Now if I am going a little bit fast and you haven't finished your section, you can always go back and finish that later. Okay, so if you haven't finished it, that's fine. When it's time for us to move on to the next section, just stop where you are, do the next section, and then maybe you'll have time to go back and finish while we're still working on this section. Okay, so for this section over here, we're going to be doing below the heart and above the heart, okay? And I'm going to be doing circles and rectangles. So to draw a rectangle, I start with a vertical line, horizontal line, vertical line, horizontal line. Now, when I twist it, it's going to change those verticals to diagonals, but it's still the same shape. I can even make them go long ways. Just adding in some rectangles. Make them go all different ways. They kind of look like confetti. Once you've got some rectangles, go back and add in circles. And we're not adding in a lot. I don't have a lot of shapes here, just a few. And again, you can make some of your circles look like they're going off the page. Draw some half circles. If you want to go back and add a little half rectangle, you can do that too. I'll add some circles down here. I'm not adding a lot because then that's going to be a lot I have to color. Okay, so I'm just adding in just a few little shapes just to make it look interesting. Okay, now this the very last one down here, see how I just colored that in with a solid color? We're just going to do that one for that one. So the next section, we're going to be drawing a star. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to draw a star today. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. So if you're not done with this one, go ahead and stop and watch. I'm going to draw an upside down V, like the top of a triangle. And then I'm going to draw a horizontal line at the top. So it kind of looks like a capital A, but I put that line way up top. And then I'm going to connect from the horizontal line to the opposite diagonal. I don't want to connect over here. I'm going to go across. And then I connect the other one across. And I've made a star. So watch again if you don't know how to do this. I make upside down V, or the triangle, do a horizontal line near the top, and then I'm going to connect the horizontal to the opposite diagonal. opposite diagonals. And that makes it really easy. So I'm going to add some stars into this section. Now, if you know another way to make a star, you go right ahead and do it that way. I'm not going to add a lot of stars. Again, the more shapes, the more I have to color. And this one, it's okay to have some white spaces. So I'm only going to put a few stars over here, and then I'm going to be done. I did 4. Yeah, I might do one more down here. And again, can I do them so that they're going off of the paper? Absolutely. Just add one more, just to make it look interesting. And then once I'm done drawing, so if you haven't finished any of your sections, you can go back and finish those. But if you are finished, the markers are already on your tables. And you can color these any way you want. Now, here's the thing that we've got. Let's look at the colors we've got in here. We've got turquoise, we've got dolphin gray, we've got royal purple, we've got raspberry. It looks red on my video, but it's actually raspberry. And then we've got flamingo pink. And then you've got your regular violet purple, which I've got a School Smart because my violet purple ran out. So I've got a School Smart purple. It's still the same color, okay? So I've got 6 different colors, 2 different purples, a gray, a pink, the raspberry color, and the turquoise. So I can use whatever colors I want, okay? You guys can use whatever colors you want. You color this however you want to, okay? So I colored in my polka dots. If you want to go and color in around the polka dots and leave them white, that's fine. You could use your purple and color all the space in between your polka dots. That is perfectly fine. It's up to you. If you don't want to color your flowers turquoise and gray, then color them different colors. It doesn't matter what you color. I just want you to color your picture, and I want you to be happy with it, okay? So you've got 6 different markers, 6 different colors, and you've got the rest of art class to color your picture however you want. I'm going to leave my example up here on the screen. If you want to color it exactly the way I did, that is perfectly fine. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Let me play around with my zoom a little bit to get it looking just right so you can see the whole picture. Yeah, there's good. Okay, this will stay up on the screen for the rest of art, and you've got your marker, and you can color your picture however you want. I just want you guys to have fun and enjoy making some pop art in the style of Romero Britto. So have fun, and until next time.